Hey, hi everybody. I'm Doughboy Cap, and this is Railroader. We're just going to do an operating night tonight on my Chesapeake, Carolina, and Gulf Railroad. Um, a modded build in Railroader here. And we join engine 657 on our through train, switching the interchange at Silva, building his train to head back up to Bryson. So we'll jump right into it. He's got a whole bunch of cars to be dropped in Dillsboro here. We're coupling up to the rest of our cars that are headed for Dillsboro. We gotta get these oiled up. Kind of a light day for the Silva interchange, only I think 40 or so cars, and I got maybe 30 or 35 going out, so not too bad. Okay, we'll get all our handbrakes taken off. Okay, so we got that string all together. We'll flip these over on top of our so these are all cars that are going to be set out in Dillsboro. These cars here will be set out in Bryson. And then these cars on the main track here are going all the way through to Andrews. Yeah, switching with the big Berkshire is a little funny, but it's okay. Check in with where some of our other trains are at. We have 502 on the passenger train. He's really struggling headed up towards Topton. This is a streamlined mountain from the Y-Class Mountains mod, Nexus mods. I had one of each, but I decided to just keep the streamline engine. And when it's down for overhaul, I'll just have one of the Berkshire's little passenger train. And what else do we got? We got number 905 on the lumber train. We got 908, who is switching in Nantahala. So he's actually got a hustle here. Because he's going to be blocking up the passenger train, so let's get him going. Can stay back just a little bit. You can see he's going to be running with cars on each end. Don't hesitate to do that. Perfectly prototypical. The engineer doesn't care. I know, I was one. Doesn't matter. We're all just going forwards and backwards. In a situation like this where it makes your life easier, go ahead and do it. Okay, so let's jump back to our freight train. So we have our Dillsboros, and now we're picking up our Brysons. And more cars than I thought. Actually, for some reason I thought this track was kind of empty, but I guess not. Okay, so double over onto the Andrewses. And just so you can see where we're at here. We'll go way up here. And this is our train coming in for the interchange. So if you haven't watched my channel, what I do is I bring the engine up the Y, spin it around, tie onto the back end, and shove the cars into the interchange. And then I grab the outbound cars, set them on top of the caboose, and off we go. Easy peasy, usually. I mean, one more says he's coming into couple. What is he doing? Oh. I sent him in to put the parts cars with the Andrews. They didn't realize his caboose was sitting here, so he was all confused. That's okay. Can you handle that? Flip this caboose over here. We have our Alarka engine. He's just waiting for the passenger train to come along so he can head down and meet him. He's got a pretty good sized train going out. Bunch of Andrews cars, a couple of Silvas. So, busy day for him. And we got our lumber engine. It's made a runaround move. I like this engine too. This is the Mallet from the Lunar Locomotive Works pack. I like it. He needs to go to log 1 to make the rest of his pickup. So we'll let him do that. Why are there no pulpwood cars here? Because I didn't bring them up yet. That's why. Okay. All right. My bad. Okay, so we'll jump to 480 in Dillsboro. You can leave that caboose here. Then put this car down with the Andrews cars. And perfect timing, 657's ready. So he's got his whole train all put together now. Oh, it was 50 cars. Okay. For some reason I thought it wasn't all that much. Must be a lot of short cars because the third track here wasn't very full. Okay. So him, I'm going to just shove to get these cars into the clear. .905 is at a stop signal in Rodo. It's because the passenger train's just now in Topton. So I'm actually going to jump and have 908 make a move real quick because he's going to need to get a move on here. Stay out of the way of the passenger train. And have him double his train back together, pull into the siding, and then let the passenger train go by. That's neither here nor there. We'll jump down to the 957. Just going to push these into the clear. That's all. Just another few, so we'll have him slow down a little bit. And a little more And that's good. I know, wait, you can go buy that signal. Okay. 57's all in the clear. Now, we need him to go back up the Y. Okay, while he's doing that, we're going to jump back to, not him. I know, wait, here we go. So he's got to get his train and get into the clear here. We'll give him Nantahala siding. We want it reversed for a train headed to the right. We do have one set out in Hewitt, right? Yep. Okay. We're not really setting ourselves up for success with this move here. We're putting cars in front of the one we got to set out, but it's okay. We'll fix it later. Right now, we just got to get moving. And what I want, just set our next stops in Hewitt at Nantahala, Talc, and Limestone. So I'm going to set our waypoint there. And we'll rely on our signals to hold the send the train where we want to go. Passenger train can't be. Oh yeah, he's not. Okay, we're okay. A little closer than I would have wanted to cut it, but it's okay. So he has a diverging approach. Diverging approach means you're taking the switch here, and then the next signal is going to be a stop, or you should expect the next signal to be a stop. Okay, then once he's clear of the interlocking, we're going to go into dispatcher mode, and we'll line the passenger train up all the way into Bryson. So there's cars in the interlocking now, so you see this red light. Okay, now they're clear. Now we can throw the switch. And we'll go ahead and give passenger train green lights. You line up a given interlocking, and then you have to push code to send it. And then for the passenger train, I like to give them signals through Bryson so he doesn't get an approach and slow down. Okay, so 908 on the west local is out of the way. You can see the main line has a clear signal. So now we'll just wait for the passenger train to go through, and then we'll let him continue on his way to Hewitt behind the passenger train. So that's what we're going to do there. Okay, so let's jump back to 657. He is ready to go tie on to his cars on the main line, or in the siding, I guess, hanging out on the main line. While we're thinking of it, we can kill the marker. Throw a handbrake on the caboose. Zoom down here. Close the air there. And take off the handbrakes. Clear the switch and back it up. And 905 is in at Topton. We'll deal with him in a minute. Okay. Knock the speed down. Go all the way down to the interchange. And what I like to do, it's not going to be as important today because we don't have as many cars, to make sure Silva interchange is nice and full. So you kind of highlight where the interchange ends, throw a fusee right there, and then put your waypoint right on the fusee. So that way it'll stuff that track nice and full. Again, we don't really need it today. We only have 30 cars getting left in there. But it's a good habit to stay in. I also screwed up on the tank car next to the caboose. I just realized I should have done that. It's okay. It'll be fine. It's empty anyway. Okay. So 905, what's your issue? You need to get in at Topton. We can give you into Topton. That's fine. And then if you click this little settings icon, you can jump to his waypoint and see where he's supposed to stop, which is short of the crossing in Topton, which is what I want. I want to pull him up, run around, and shove his cars down to Graham County Pulpwood. So that's the plan for him. Passenger train is just now coming into Nantahala. So once he leaves Nantahala, we'll have 908 follow him out. And also when he leaves Nantahala, we'll get the Alarka engine moving too. Make sure we have plenty of time to get switched out. And then have the coach ready to meet the passenger train. Okay, number 480, what's your problem? 480 has got his train together. Does he need water? He needs water. He needs water bad. So let him run over there and get water while he's waiting for the through train to come through. And then number 11. You need to make a pickup. Against my better judgment in this mod, I did elevate or whatever, progress, I guess, the East Whittier Lumber Company to Tier 5, which I usually don't do because it makes for a lot of traffic, but I'm going to raise it to 5 and let it sit at 5 for a little while to see if the traffic kind of steadies out. It's a nice looking model. I like it. If you were looking for one mod to get for this game, I would go on Nexus Mods and get the Marquette Locomotive Works mod by Lunar Locomotive Works. Good variety of engines that look a little different. If you just want a little bit different look from what comes with the base game, they're really nice. Really, really nice. Yeah, one of these days I'll do like a mod review video of them, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So we got our cars here. Now we're going to flip them back out, tie on to our other cut, and we'll head down to the mill. And I have the orange road name and numbers and stuff. This is my little East Broad Top homage. Okay, got our lumber all together. There's nothing coming on the main line, so we'll let him just go. Head on down to the sawmill. Passenger train out of Nantahala yet? He is, but he's not past the signal. I could let the local train out of Nantahala and follow the signal on a restricting, but that's probably not cool to do behind a passenger train, so I'm not going to do that. I don't have a ton of experience working around passenger trains, so that seems like the kind of thing that would be against the rules. Okay, so we'll make our cut, and we're going to do the same thing on this other side here. So I like to throw a fusee right there. Then I take a waypoint, and I put the waypoint right on the fusee, and which also has the advantage of getting rid of the fusee. So road flare for the uninitiated. So I'll show you what I'm concerned about with this. So the passenger train is still in this block. So we'll show you. I can reverse the signal, set it like it's going to the right for Nantahala East. Hit code, but he still doesn't get a green light because there's a train in this block. What I could do is I could tell him, click here. I could say just go by the signal at restricted speed. If that was a freight train in front of him, that's what I would do. But in this case, that's a passenger train up there, so I'm not going to do that. For the obvious reason, something happens with the passenger train, the freight train goes slamming right into him. Yeah, so. So he's got to be getting close to that signal. All right, we'll give him a minute. Meantime, 905's at his waypoint. So we're going to throw a brake on the caboose, make our cut, and let him run around. What he's going to do is he'll make his moves and he'll let us know when he needs a signal, which is kind of nice. Okay, so we'll jump back to our 657 in the void here. Okay. So we'll do that, and we'll make sure that's open. So that way the cars are all nice for the interchange crew to pick up. For the other railroad, I mean. Oh my goodness, the tears we would hear from Norfolk Southern if they had to do anything to cars that we left for them. Oh, there was a handbrake down on the bottom end, and we had to walk all the way down. Oh my. By walk, of course, they meant ride in the trainmaster's truck, but that's okay. For those of you unfamiliar, NS stands for nice and slow. That's a whole other discussion. Okay. So now, pretty easy. We just double over, pick up our train, flip that on top of the caboose, and away we'll go. Pretty big drop for Dillsboro. Another big drop for Bryson. Are we going to have anything left to go to Andrews? We'll see. Okay, so the passenger train should be far enough. Yep, he is. Whoa, what was that? Okay. So yeah, the passenger train's plenty far enough along. So what we're going to do, go up to Nantahala here. See, now this block is unoccupied. So we can click our coding button. 908 says, oh, he's got an approach signal. So we'll jump to him real quick. And there he goes. He has an approach. So he's on his way. He'll head to Hewitt. And that's where his waypoint is. Pretty sure. So, for the sake of exercise, let's double check. Click our little setting, our little gear icon, and jump to waypoint. And yep, here we are in Hewitt. So when he gets here, he'll let us know. 905 needs his signals to finish his runaround move. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump back to the dispatcher's desk. Press 3 if you didn't know that. Sorry. Reverse. He's going to the left on our board, so like that. And then the other end of top 10, reverse to the left on our board, like that. Now we'll jump to 905. He's got a diverging clear. So he's going to back down and then through the interlocking down there, and then he'll let us know when he needs another signal. Hopefully. Should all work. Usually works. We'll find out. Okay, back to 657, the star of our show for right now. Lace up the air. The handbrake's off. Pretty heavy train too, a little over 2,000 tons. Okay, all right. Sorry, I misspoke earlier. My bad. And that's going to take a minute to charge. Or a couple minutes to charge. It's okay. We have a little bit of traffic for Andrews, and we'll pick up some more along the way. But see, 95 just called, or 905 just called and said he's at a stop signal. And there he is. So he wants to go straight. Signal says no. So, okay. So he's at top 10 west. So we go to top 10 west. Normalize the signal, and he's now headed to the right. We click. Oh. It's not coding, because this block's occupied. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'll tell him pass the signal. The signal's red. I'm still going to go by it at restricted speed. Yeah, thing to keep in mind is a dispatcher can't tell you that the track is clear. So all he can do is he can talk you by the signal, but you still have to go at restricted speed. Restricted speed means you have to stop at you have to travel at a speed that allows you to stop in half the distance short of train, engine, railroad car, vendor equipment fell on the track, broken rail, or switcher dealer aligned them properly, or there's one other thing I always forget. There's 6 of them. Anyway. And then the second part of the rule is when traveling at restricted speed, crews will keep a sharp lookout for broken rail and not exceed 15 miles an hour. Or sometimes 20, depending on the railroad. Yeah, read that once or twice. I don't know if you could tell. But it's a big deal. It's important. Because if you hit something in a place you're supposed to be at restricted speed, you're screwed. You're in big trouble. Anyway, neither here nor there. So we'll give him the top signal at Topton. Then we're going to jump to Graham County, Pulpwood. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Okay. And we'll have him stop right here. They call it Graham County, Pulpwood. It's actually an interchange with, it was the Graham County Railroad. which use these big Shea engines, one of which I think was saved. Would bring pulpwood down from the woods to the Southern Railroad. So, yeah, kind of a neat little business here. And this is where I get the pulpwood for the big paper plane in Andrews. So he's all set. It's 908's issue. He's at his destination, where we're going to deal with him in a minute. Jump back to our 657. He should be almost done. Put his train together. Backing up. While we're thinking of it, we'll change our markers. While we're just sitting here waiting, we'll give ourselves signals to Dillsboro. So like that, like that. And there's nothing coming for a little while, so we'll just give them signals all the way to yeah, we'll give them that for right now. We'll do the rest once he leaves Dillsboro. Okay. Let's get this put together. Punch our speed up. There's 480s right here. We want to set 657's waypoint to about here. So he'll get his train charged up and get on the way. Back to 480. Want him to get some water. This, by the way, is the heavy consolidation. Whoa, not that way. This is the heavy consolidation from the Lunar Locomotive Works mod. Just like the look of it. There's a 210 variant too. And then each one also has a high headlight variant if you want that look. Oh, I almost forgot. He's not to Almond yet, is he? Is he through Almond already? No, okay. All right, good. We got to get our Alarka engine moving. So we'll go down here, set up our passenger stop. So the passenger train is going to be headed, the mainline passenger train is going to be headed east through Alarka. So we only want to take on passengers going east of Alarka. Alarka Junction, I mean. So we'll get that set up. We'll set in his destination as Alarka Junction. Wait for the void to catch up. Okay. What's he already? Okay, so that's all Silva's. Got it. He's on the move. He's going to make his station stop, and then he'll meet the big passenger train. So 908. Pretty easy. We're making a pickup from here. So we'll just go ahead and do that. This is where, I mean, we shot ourselves in the foot just a little bit, putting outbounds ahead of this car, but I think it's going to be okay. That little Alarka engine, by the way, that I forgot to credit, is also out of that Lunar Locomotive Works mod. It's the bigger switch engine. But the smaller switch engine, actually, they give you two big 060s. Okay. Let's grab this up. Got a load back here. Okay, so that pickup's going to be made. We got to put these other cars back. Okay, passenger train's just in Norman now, so the Alarka train will beat him to the junction in plenty of time, so that's good. Count out 12 ties. It's an issue we need to work on. But we're not working on it tonight. Come on. Okay. $657 stop. Oh, okay, good. He is in. What's he stopping for? Finish up our moves here and then we'll jump to him. Okay, so now the boxcar is a little bit out of position. I mean, okay, quite a bit out of position. So pull forward 2 cars. Man, I think this is gonna fit. So I might have really screwed myself here. It's okay. It's all right. No, shoot. I'll throw these switches here. Which means I'll have to remember to throw it back. Perfect. Okay, now I want to pull right down to the frog here on this track. And make sure after the engine goes through that we throw the switch back, because if you have an open switch in the block, your signals will think it's occupied. Come on, there we go. All right. A little mouse issue there. I think we're good. Okay, 908, that's far enough. Just wanted to make sure we were going to be able to grab it on the other end. Right hand brake on there. We have the engine run around. Grab this outbound car. Swap it with the inbound. And then we'll go get the train. Head for Alarka. Nice and easy. In Cochrane, okay. So he's just leaving Cochrane. Okay. So we might have to jump to deal with the Alarka train because I want to make sure he's ready for the passenger train. You know what we're going to do? Oh, no. Okay. Passenger train's not even close. If the passenger train starts getting close and we're not ready yet for him at Alarka Junction, we might just throw him a stop sign. A stop signal right there. It's cheating, but yeah, it's okay. Okay. Okay, so we'll swing this inbound in. This is probably one of my favorite mods I have too. The GN 2680 mod, also on Nexus Mods. Initially, I wanted them just to be like helper engines, and they had just the look I was looking for that. And later, I decided, well, I kind of want to use them for more than just that. So they pull the local trains on the west end, and they also do big pulpwood trains for Andrews. Just a nice looking model. I have 3 of them on this railroad. I might add a 4th one, just to have a spare. But we'll see. I'm not sure about that. I kind of like. So on any given night on Andrews, at Andrews Shed, there's 2 of these out there, 1 Berkshire and 1 Consolidation. I kind of like the way that is. So what I might do, since I do have a spare Berkshire, is just say that if one of these is down, the Berkshire becomes the spare engine on the Andrews local, or the West End local. So I don't know. We'll see. I got to think on that some more. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. None of these are even close to needing an overhaul yet anyway. So, okay. So make our cut. Make sure we line that switch normal. So we're all cleaned up there. It doesn't just go for a signal railroad, by the way. Any switch you should leave line normal. Pretty much any situation. Okay, we're gonna take a break here because number 7 has arrived. So pretty easy switch actually. So we'll leave that there for a moment. So all I really do with this drop, I don't really worry about which order is which. I just try and keep all the Andrews together and all the Silvas together. Master train still shouldn't really be anywhere close. He is getting close. You know what? Gonna do it. I'm gonna cheat. Just throw up a stop signal. And number 7 here, we're going to let him go past that signal. Restricted speed just to get clear for headroom. Yeah, I like this model. It's called the medium switcher. So on this build here, I treat the Alarka Railroad as a separate little short line, just for variety, as much as anything else. Okay, so he needs the switch. So he's asked very nicely if he can have the switch. So we're going to give it to him. Oh, we can't give it to him because he's in it. Crud. Okay. Okay. How many car lengths we need? We need 2 car lengths. I'm going to do this in manual. So I shouldn't do. Breaking rules right now. But it's okay. Another little bit, and that should be good. The issue there was he can't come into the foul to the point where he would be blocking this track unless this switch here is lined for him. And the CTC wouldn't. Is there an option to just unlock it? Can you do that? I'll have to look into that. Okay. Because that would be cool. That would be a cool option, and also prototypical if you had the option to just put the switch in hand throw for a situation like this, but that's okay. Anyway, so yeah, he wouldn't foul the main track without the switch being lined for him, and I couldn't line the switch for him because he was already in the interlocking. If it's in the interlocking, it won't move. That was the issue there. The passenger train's got his stop signal. He'll be fine. He can sit there for a minute. Speaking of, on the passenger train, I forgot to do when he left Almond, is make sure he's going to be dropping off his Cochrane and Alarka passengers here. For number 7 to scoop up. Okay, Alarka, that's good enough. Here he shouldn't be too worried about the signal. He's not going to get anywhere near it, but we'll let him go anyway. And we'll make sure we'll give the signal back to the passenger train here. Normal, 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 normal. Okay, good. Coach on the Alarka train is full today. Okay, so we'll set his. There we go. Okay. Set his waypoint a little bit past the signal, so then the signal will catch him and he'll stop. The other thing we can do, we can let the passenger train go. He's got to start on this hill. I'm sure he's real happy about that. That's all right. Okay, they'll do their exchange. Nope. Wait a minute. No, they won't. Grab the Alarka, and we want to take off all the stops except Alarka Junction. Add Cochrane. Okay, now they'll make their exchange. So he will now unload all of his passengers that aren't going to Cochrane or Alarka, which is all of them. And then this train will unload all his Cochrane and Alarka passengers and pick up the passengers from here. So that's how it should work. You can, this will happen automatically if you do a timetable. I'm too lazy to do that, and I like the flexibility of not having it. So I just don't. It's easier for me to just do it this way. Yeah. But okay. Jump back. Nope, not to him. This one. Got our train all together. I could have just run around and grabbed onto here and shoved him back. It's fine. And real quick, look and see if Wesser has anything for us. They do not. Okay. So once this move's made, he's going to run straight to Alarka Junction. Quite a bit of Alarka traffic today, too. Alarka traffic and Robinson Gaps. We'll have some switching to do in Alarka Junction when we get there. Okay. Let's make our pickup. Okay, and then I'm doing a local pickup. I like to work from the back, so make sure handbrakes are off, air hoses are connected, angle clocks are open. Then we get to the front and put air to everything. You shouldn't have any leaks. When you have leaking air, if you don't catch it fast enough, you run down the reservoirs on the engine. And it just takes you that much longer to charge the train. this and just make sure you don't lose any in the first place. While he is getting ready to put it together, I want reversed in Alarka Junction because we're going into the yard. We can give him Brooks. We can give him McLean. We can give him Wesser because we're not switching there. So, green lights all the way up the mountain. Should be, anyway. If I did everything right. Okay, bump his speed up just a little bit. I don't like to let the big articulateds go faster than 25. Set. Waypoint right there for right now, because I want him to come into the yard and we're going to do some switching in here. But it's going to take him probably the better part of half an hour to get up there. Okay, so he's on the move. Number 7's got a nice full train, or coach. He's got a whole bunch more passengers here. He might make another couple little passenger runs. I don't know. We'll see. See how generous I'm feeling. Okay, so he is going to push his coach up here. And then he'll run around it and head up for Alarka. Okay, that's good enough. This is a neat little model and it comes with some cool customizations. So these little safety decals here, turn those on and off. Glass lights on if you want. I can put handrails on here. I can give it a snow plow, which I might actually just leave on. Covers the safety decals there. You know what? Yeah, no plows. So yeah, a little short line railroad. We put that on when they need it, and they probably just wouldn't bother taking it off. So, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, different names. Comes with preloaded liveries, which I'm not going to mess with because I don't feel like putting them back. And then on the tender, the same thing. And we'll try to take the safety decals off because they're not on the engine anymore. Set the reporting mark. Yeah, kind of neat. Yeah, we'll leave that on. Also, we'll let that marinate for a while and see how I feel about it. Kind of look that I wanted. There's a railroad in Virginia, the Virginia Blue Ridge. Used these ex-Army. They had these ex-Southern Railway 280s, and then when they got old, they replaced them with some U.S. Army 060s. So I know this doesn't really look anything like it, but it's kind of the vibe I want. You know, a railroad that, you know, its previous engine maybe was an old consolidation, probably spun off from the big railroad, the CC&G. And they replaced it with a modern-ish switcher. So, yeah, that's kind of the lore, I guess, that I'm going for. Okay. So he can now head right up to Alarka Depot. And then when he gets there, I'll decide if I feel like running another passenger train. I feel like if the railroad knew there was a full load of paying passengers sitting down there, they would run an extra passenger train. So we might do that. We'll see. Nothing caught it. Okay. We'll hop down to our 657, who's been waiting very patiently. He's got a kind of a big drop to make. So I might have him pull forward. We'll start with 20 cars and I'll cut it back if I need to. We already gave him Cowie signals, right? Yeah. Okay. $480 got water. Okay, good. Probably doesn't really have 20 cars to drop, but he's got a few. We're picking up like 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll call that another 5 from there. It's pretty crappy car counts, but it's okay. And that'll do. Okay. It was 15 cars. Okay, it was almost 20. All right. Let's drop them on these cars that we dropped earlier. And then 480 can start switching them out. $480, you'll switch between cars that are headed back down to Silva, cars that are headed west to Bryson, which 487 here will take, and cars that are headed just for our Dillsboro customers over here, which we are going to have a few. And then he'll take the Silva train down. So that's how I run that generally. But that is very blue water. Probably wouldn't drink that. It's probably got copper in it or something when it's that color. That's okay. Whole bunch of East Whittiers and then Hollifield heating oil car. Not much going to Silva today. What is up with that? How's our West local doing? Okay, he's cruising along. He's not quite to Wesser yet. He's got another dozen or so miles to go to get to Alarka. That's not bad. Alarka Junction, I mean, of course. Okay, we'll get that hooked up. Make our cut here. Come over and pick up these Andrews cars. .502 is at his waypoint. And him being the passenger train, we're gonna take a break and jump over to him. He's ready for his service. So we'll get that taken care of. A nice busy freight yard here in Bryson. We got a bunch of Andrews cars to get picked up. We got some Silvas to go down tomorrow. And then these are the cars that when 487 brings the local up from Dillsboro, he'll spin on the Y and then grab these and bring them back down. So that's how that'll work. And his eastbound run looks like it's going to be all Whittier's. So that's nice and easy for him. When he gets close, I put him in manual. There's coal in there. Oh yeah, there's a ton. Oh, multiple tons. There's a lot. Okay. Enough to let him start coaling, and that'll give us time to jump back to 657 and make our pickup real quick. Okay, almost there. And then again, what I like to do in signaled territory is I just give him the waypoint I want him to end up at, and then we'll control him with the signals. So for westbound trains, I like to bring them in up track 1 because it just makes switching that much easier. We'll give him the waypoint. We'll even we'll give him the signals. Other way. There we go. Give him signals up to Whittier. And then when the passenger train gets moving, we'll decide where we want to have these two trains meet. Ideally not face-to-face. Kidding, of course. CTC actually won't let you do that. Passenger train some water. So this is the streamlined version of the Light Mountains mod, the NYOW. The New York, Ontario, and Western was in upstate New York mostly, or mid-state New York, I guess. They were always kind of hard up for cash. So the other railroads around them were building streamlined passenger trains. And they decided they wanted one too. But they couldn't afford to like custom build a streamlined engine, so they took one of the ones they had and they kind of put some sheet metal on it and made it look like a streamliner. I just like the look of these. I mean, you can use the Pacifics in the base game, but for passenger trains in the mountains, so 482 I think is probably more appropriate. I just think it's just a nice looking model. There's the mod comes with an unstreamlined version too. I just kind of like the look of this, the striping and all that, and of course it's all customizable. You know, yeah. I just think it's neat. Pretty standard heavy mountain, you know, nothing really fancy about them. And yeah, the NYO and W just kind of put some sheet metal on it. You can put lettering here if you want. I think. So I could put the Mountaineer logo on it. Yeah. Can you put text on the front? Where did that come in? I don't know. Then I have a Lehigh Valley whistle on it. I figured that's close enough. Streamline, fin, pilot plate, yeah. Oh, these are all little features you can change the colors on. Yeah, I like it. It's really neat. Anyway. Someday I'll get real ambitious and I'll come up with a logo for the CC&G, and then I'll find a way to put it into this file, but not today. Okay. So let's get the passenger train put together and on the move. We'll start thinking about where we want this meet to happen. So Bryson is milepost 64. Freight train right now is coming by 50. So when the passenger train, I'm sorry, gets on the move, the meet would be somewhere around 57. And the passenger train, by the way, is not on the move yet, and he's got stops to make. And the freight train's going to be going faster than he is because the passenger train has to slow down in places. It's going to be cutting it a little bit closer than I'd like. We could just have the meet in Thomas Valley. Where's the freight train right now? He's by 50. Okay. So the midpoint. Yeah, you know what? We'll do the meet in Whittier. Screw it. Why not? See what happens. So we go in here. So Whittier east switch. We want reversed. And Whittier west switch we want normal. shows green, but it'll really be an approach. And then all these will be normal and to the right. So that's what we're going to do. And then again, the waypoint, what the CTC lets you do is give the waypoint as the final destination. You don't have to worry about adjusting it for meets. So that's what we're going to do. With the 9-car train, right about there, get you into the clear. Okay, we'll see what that does. Now, 905 has been waiting very patiently with his lumber train. So let's let him do that. So we have 14 cars. They will all fit. Bring it right up to like the frog there. Let him handle that. While he's there, we'll line him up to go back. He just needs Topton and Roto. And then I don't like to give trains clearance past Andrews right away. Just let him go rocking right into the yard. So we'll set his waypoint into the yard, but we'll leave the Andrews signal to stop. Just in case the yard engine there is doing something or whatever. Okay, so that's that. Put 3 handbrakes, and this is a place where you really want to cinch those handbrakes down, because the cars will roll out, and you'll find them blocking the main line. I didn't leave any handbrake on these at all. Oh boy. That was lucky. They didn't move. I used to do this with a 280. I would have it go up to Topton and then make this move back up to Topton in like 3 moves. Then I got bored with doing that. I decided that these articulators, they look okay in here. I thought maybe this curve might be a little sharp for them, but they seem to take it fine. They don't even really look that goofy. Not nearly as goofy as like the big 210-2, vanilla 210-2 would, put it that way. So. This said I did remember to put handbrakes on, so that's good. Then we'll swing over and grab this caboose. And head back to Andrews. How much pulpwood does Andrews have? Are they in good shape? Oh yeah, they're fine. Okay. We'll do 2 runs today and that'll be plenty. If they were running low, I might try and sneak a 3rd run in, but nah, they'll be okay. Almost there. Oh, so I call this modded railroader. Most of the engines I use are mods, but pretty much everything else you see is in the base game. The baggage car on the passenger train is only available in sandbox mode, but just about everything else is vanilla. I had a series going with just a pure vanilla build, but I'm going to be very honest with you. I just started getting bored with it. I missed my mods too much, which is exactly what I was afraid was going to happen. So we might get back to it at some point. I don't know, but I like the articulated here. I like, the fancy streamlined passenger engine. So I think we'll just play with this for a while. Anyway. Snowbird paper. You know what? Like I said, we're not going to go straight into the yard. We'll set his waypoint for right here, and the signal will catch him anyway. Okay. Now 480. Has some switching to do. And he's going to do it while we're keeping an eye on our impending meet. So Whittier is at like 57.5. He's at 55. Okay, so he's going to be there in like 2+ miles. And the passenger train is 3 miles away. Okay, good. That's fine. As long as the freight train's in the clear before the passenger train gets there, that's all I really care about. And then what do we have for our switch? We got some Silvas, we got some Dillsboroughs. We got a whole bunch of Whittiers. Some more Dillsboroughs and a Silva. Okay, not too bad. So what I'm going to do, put the Silvas here, put the Dillsboroughs over here, put the Whittiers back on this track. And then we'll go down to, I don't know. I don't like switching in Silva with the passenger train coming. Just so we don't have the yard all tied up and stuff. Yeah, we'll wait till the passenger train's done. That's okay. But I do want to start getting the switching done. Nothing else, just while we're waiting on everybody else to move along. Let me see, we have 2 Silvas on the back there. We'll set these in 2 cars. Okay, and then 484, who we haven't seen yet today. This is our Andrews local engine. He's got some work to do too. First thing he's going to do, he's got a bunch of cars to spot up here. He had to get out of the way, so we get the pulpwood train out. It was a whole thing. Now's 9:05 is pulling the pull point up. 9:08 is almost to Alarka Junction. Pretty good time. Doesn't have all that much weight behind him, so he should be fine. And 6:57. What is he doing? Oh, that switch there was probably left open or something. So he slammed the brakes on. Okay, whatever. Number 11. Once the passenger train's clear, I gotta remember to take those empty, oh, he's empty already. Okay. Anyway. Once the passenger train's clear, he's gonna take these back up the mountain. Yeah, needs is ready for another helping. Those cars we left in log 2, yep, they're loaded. Okay, good. What happens with L2 sometimes with the 8 cars is you're ready and it used its capacity up, so the cars aren't loaded yet. Which is whatever. It's okay. All right, 484. Let's start getting this work done. So we have one car left back here that's not going to the paper mill. That's okay. You know, since I switched to this trackball thing, sometimes I can't get that closed. All right, there we go. PO1 is way back here. .57 has a diverging approach at Whittier East. Jump to him, and once he's in the clear, we can give the passenger train signals all the way down to Silver. Passenger train, I don't think. Oh, he did make his LS stop. Okay, just missed it. He's gonna fit, right? Uh-oh. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so what we can do, we'll go into our dispatcher mode and we'll just watch it on the panel. He's got that all blocked. We can start throwing these ones behind him. Okay, he's in the clear now, so we can give the passenger train Whittier East. And then the passenger train I like to put into the siding at Dillsboro just because of where the station is. And then I do give him permission all the way into Silver. Okay. 657 has a stop signal at Whittier West, and he's well clear there, so that's good. So once the passenger train gets here, we'll give him signals all the way into Bryson. Passenger train should be not far away. There he is. I cut that a little closer than I would have liked. I probably should have just had the meet at Thomas Valley, but you know, whatever. It all worked out. Just gonna wait here. passenger train go roaring by. Not a very full passenger train, but that's okay. All right, he's clear. So we can give the freight train lights all the way to Bryson. So there we go. He's got a clear. And he's on his way. Okay, now 484. Okay, so we have 5 cars for PO 1 and 2, and then we got a whole bunch of powerhouse cars. So I give this mill 2 switches a day. To do 1 switch when ideally in the morning. This one's a little late. I'm going to do another switch when the silver train comes. Doing that map. And where are these both going? Oh, easy. These two both are going to R1 and 2, which is right here. So that's good. If you're ever curious where a car needs to go, you can press tab to call up the waybill and then hover over it, and then the target will light up. Makes things nice and easy when you're in a kind of bigger complex like this. Then I need to I got a bunch of cars that need to go over to the interchange. So I'll kick out this caboose, grab all that together, and take it over just to get it out of the way. And then it'll be in the clear for when the lumber train gets here. He can pull right through and spot his cars up. Easy peasy. Speaking of which, how's he doing on? Not him. Water. Oh, he's fine. So he can just go right up and make another run. I like it when a plan comes together. Okay. But 908 is just about ready. He's got his restricting signal. Restricting means proceed at restricted speed. The reason that's restricting is because the Alarka branch, or the Alarka Railroad, is non-signal territory, so basically the signal can't tell you that it's clear up this way. That's all that means. Doesn't necessarily mean that there's a blockage there, it just means that the signal can't tell you that there isn't. So what we're going to do is we're going to give him the switch. I'm not going to give him the signal. We'll just leave that restricting. Oh, well. Okay, I guess we're going to give him the signal. I was just going to leave it restricting and give him permission through it. That's okay. just... I don't want to put that caboose that far back. We'll just park it right here. That'll be fine. Put caboose here. Robinson Gaps back towards the Y. The Alarkas up here. Track 3. We'll set our other cars on top of the caboose. We'll double the Silvas here on top of them. Shove the Robinson Gaps up to the mine. Bring any outbound Silva cars down. Sorry, I'm all over the place here for a second. Okay. And then double the train back together and head for Bryson. Though realistically, Hemingway. This train will run to Hemingway and wait there until the through freight comes by. That's the plan there. Nice and easy. Okay. Set these, how many we got? Like 6. Probably here should be fine, I think. Oh, like 10. Okay, never mind. What we're going to do preemptively, give the local the signal back at Alarka Junction so that he can go up the branch line to Robinson Gap. Freight train's making good time. He's through Ella and headed for Governor's Island. That's enough there, 908. We'll put these up here. No need to get the signal because we're already by it. Okay, that's good there. Throw these on top of the caboose. And now we do need to tell him to go ahead and go by the signal if he needs to. Okay, yeah, I should have set the caboose a little bit further back. It's all right. Yeah, yep. Just a little further. Shoot, okay. How many Silvas are there? There's like 5. So set it like here. Right there should be good. This will be a pretty heavy train leaving here headed for Bryson. Good thing it's mostly downhill. So we'll have these are all loads, and then we'll have these loads for Silva, and then we'll have the coal loads coming down from Robinson Gap. That'll be a good size little train. Up at Robinson Gap anyway. A few. So 3 Silvas that we left behind earlier, and then 3 more. Plenty of mining supplies, and he's got a couple more loads or empties left. So I do kind of wish you could shut off these big hopper cars. I like the look of the little ones better. Like, I'd rather have a bunch of little cars than a few big ones, but that's just a taste thing. All right. These laced up. Yeah, remember when I said earlier in Alarka it doesn't matter which order they go in? It does. I screwed myself here. I should have the Silvas on the east end. Andrews is on the west end, so this train could just take the Silvas off without having to make this move, but that's okay. No problem. I got a big engine with lots of power. It'll be fine. 6:57 has arrived in Bryson. That's okay. He can wait there for just a little while. We make our moves here. I should have set it back just a little bit further. What are you doing, Charlie? Good enough. Okay, and we got 7 cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, set them back like here. These Andrews cars. These Andrews interchange cars will stay here for the night. In the morning, the eastbound local will get them tomorrow. Westbound local, I mean. Sorry. Oh, shoot. Permission by the signal. Then we're going to shove these up to Robinson Gap. The bug eye glass lights up there. That's kind of neat. Quirky. I don't know if that was a Great Northern thing or what. I like it. This is like the bolted on smokestack extension. Good enough. And 905 has a stop signal. He's arrived in Andrews. Flip-flop and then head right back up the mountain with the other set of empties. It's a tier 5 snowbird paper. Wants 28 cars of bulkwood a day. See, I just like the way this one looks. So much better than the big 3-bay cars. I don't know why. There's something about when you get a chain of like 20 of them, you know? Okay. I gave him the signal, right? Okay. All right, so we got a lot done today. I think that's about where we're going to leave it. Thanks everybody for watching. We're going to let 908 get on the move and shove these cars up the Robinson Gap branch. Maybe. There he goes. Okay. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed gaming with us tonight, you can throw me a like. I'd appreciate it. And if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thank you one more time. And we'll see you next time here on the CC&G Railroad. Thanks, everybody.